Walter's not upholding the Noongar law when they should be.
We negotiated, right? And then we put it before people, and it's not our choice.
It's created a lot of division within the Aboriginal community. No matter where you draw a line, you're cutting someone's country in half.
It's the biggest downfall for this nation is racism.
Native title is extinguished in all of the areas where the land is the richest and the water is most available.
I don't believe that we should be given all the wasteland.
Be fair. Just show a sense of humanity.
You know, we paid you out, we bought you, we paid you out, that's it, go away, don't come back in again.
You know, we need some sort of international intervention in relationship to be able to deal with these issues.
Mandi joins us on the couch, the producer of Displaced Voices, a new documentary. Welcome.
Thank you, Neesha.
Now, there is quite a phenomenal story behind your involvement initially with the documentary. Tell us about that.
Well, I was on Facebook, as we generally find ourselves.
Yes, very, very popular spot.
And I was just basically sitting there and I saw in someone else's feed that an Aboriginal man was seeking some assistance in some sort of media way. So without even thinking about it, I sent a message to Joe Collard and just basically said to him, yeah, I've got a camera, I've got the equipment, I can help. And I hadn't even stopped to think about what it was that I was doing. And afterwards I was a bit like, oh goodness, where did that come from? And anyway, I didn't hear from him for about 3 weeks, and I was driving in my car and I heard that song on the radio, Paul Kelly's From Little Things, Big Things Grow, but it was the Archie Roach version. Okay. And then I heard like the notification go off, and it was really the synchronicity.
How is that for timing?
Yeah,
Goodness.
The synchronicity was just amazing, and it was Joe Collard getting in contact with me for the first time, and so it was amazing. And right from word go, I kind of felt like I was drawn to be a part of this. I had no real understanding why I was, but yeah, so I was just pretty much going along with something.
And it wasn't an easy journey too, because tell us about Displaced Voices and why it's so meaningful.
Well, it's not an issue that I really knew a great deal about, and it's not actually an issue that I feel comfortable in talking about, because I'm not Aboriginal. I did have the honour of and the privilege of being involved in this, but it's actually an issue that does affect all Australians, but unfortunately only one side of the story has been reported in popular media at this stage. So,
yeah. And when you say not comfortable for the audience as well, it's around the content is preserved to the Noongar people as well, and I think that's very respectful. And maybe Joe will come on our show one day soon. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it today. But when producing this particular documentary, you had a number of personal challenges as well to get it together. Tell us about those, because that really shows your passion in getting the project done.
Well, Joe and I were actually in touch for about 14 months before this project started. We applied for different funding. Actually, I had to jump over a few hoops to start off with. Joe was kind of checking out my level, whether he could trust me or not, I guess, because this is very important Noongar business, and he needed to know where I was coming from and what sort of a person I was. So in the 14 months that we'd known each other for before we started this project, I saw Joe lose his job, lose his house and lose his car, but I never saw him lose his passion. And I was over in Indonesia at the start of the year, and I saw that his family case, the Collard case, had been thrown out of court. And I just seen so many devastating things happen to Joe Collard, you know, and I just thought, I was just called again, and I was just like, right, okay, I've got to step up here. It doesn't matter whether we can get the funding or not, you know, I have to do this. So Facebook again, sent another message through to him, and he actually said to me, right, so you finally figured out that it's us that you're meant to be helping. So I did start, well, when we got back, I started following him around with the camera and really started learning about the issue, the native title issue here in Western Australia. And some of the interviews that I actually filmed left me in tears. It was really, it's such a huge issue.
Certainly a huge issue and very moving, and certainly there's so much more we could talk about. Unfortunately, we haven't got all the time in this segment today, but people can find out more and watch the DVD as well, or more so online. Where do they go to find out more?
Definitely. They can either go to YouTube and just Google, search Displaced Voices, or they can go to my website, cherishyou.net, and there's a link to it there.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your personal story with us. Can certainly see your passion, and the outcome is that you've given voice to these displaced voices, and Kids for Generations can also watch and understand and appreciate the other side. So we'll see you again, I'm sure, on the couch, but for now, thank you very much. If you miss those websites as well, don't worry, go to thecouch.com.au and we'll have all your details up there as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.